Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Right, what I want to have a look at today, I'm wondering whether I should rename Wednesday's Woo Woo Wednesday, I've got some particular items that you guys, when I last did some spiritual readings, asked me to have a look at. So what I want to start with, entertainment only, is I'm going to start with the white buffalo, the white bison that was born recently in the United States. I didn't write down the date, etc. You guys can do that if you wish. But basically what we're looking at is that this white bison, this white buffalo, it's not an albino, but it is born, so it's got the black nose, the black feet, etc. It's got the black eyes, so it's not deaf, it's not blind, it just has white fur upon itself. So if I'm looking this way, this is because my notes are here, but the white buffalo is considered spiritually significant by the Lakota people. And Chief Arvol is currently Chief Arvol Looking Horse is currently the keeper of the sacred white buffalo pipe and story. Now, the story is that 19 generations ago, the beautiful spirit we now refer to as White Buffalo Cart Woman was brought to the sacred Canupa sacred pipe to the people. So she bought this particular sacred white buffalo calf pipe. She taught the people the 7 sacred rites and how to walk on Mother Earth in a sacred manner. As she left, she turned into a beautiful white buffalo, walked over the hill and out of sight. So what the prophecy is that white buffalo calf woman will return in the form of a white buffalo calf, both as a blessing and a warning in regards to how we interact with our Mother Earth and how we interact with Gaia. So that's very much just in a very, very summary version. So what I want to have a look at, I'm going to use the Work Your Light Oracle cards. I may draw the Light Seers card, but I'm also getting a pull to the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards. So basically what happens is the prophecy is that white buffalo or the white bison, white buffalo calf woman, heralds great changes on earth. And it's also not only a blessing, but it's a warning about the harmony of the earth. Now, for those of us that are aware and keeping ourselves informed, the earth, we're being told every year is a record temperature year. There are horrific floods. I believe, vast areas of the United States at the moment, about a third of the population are under horrific heat conditions. Please, please, please keep yourself hydrated and cool in whatever manner you can. And if you don't have air conditioning or the power goes out, a wet towel, if the power's on, a wet towel with a fan. Look after yourselves, look after your neighbours. So I just want to have a look at, I'm getting chills up and down my legs because I'm also going to have a look at today, but in a different video, about the whales being the keeper of the Gaia records, the Akashic records. But let's have a look. What do we need? What is the message that the white buffalo is bringing to us at this time? What is the message that we need to hear and we need to heed? As you know, in all manner, we are going through very turbulent times politically. In regards to the current situation, we may blame the current heads of state or nominees, etc. What is happening in the current politics at the moment has been brewing since the 1970s. Thank you, guys. Since the 1970s, with the battle between being in harmony with Earth and the greed of a certain set element in society. Okay, we weren't listening. This is why it appears that it's getting more intense. We had opportunities going back in our past to change the direction, but we did not heed those opportunities. So therefore, each time we are given the option of which path to go down, the intensity of what we are being shown and what we are experiencing increases. Okay, thank you guys. What is the message from White Buffalo Calf Woman at this time? What is the message that we need to heed, we need to hear? Do not lose heart. Do not lose heart. This is a galvanizing force that we are feeling at the moment. Do not fear. Thank you. Do not fear. Channel this energy. Draw on this energy to become warriors for the earth, warriors for the survival of all. Okay, I'm actually being drawn to the if I say the soils of the earth, because that's where it all soils in the oceans, but it starts in the soils. Okay, thank you. I'm actually being shown a section of the soils with the deep reaching roots of the traditional plains that used to cover vast tracts of the earth and the trees as they reach deeply. And in those segmented levels, it is full of microbial life, fungi, insects. And what I'm being shown is this on one side, and on the other side is a thin layer and then barrenness below. Okay. So it starts with feeding our soils, protecting our soils. Okay, thank you. Right. Starts with, I'm just getting it, starts with the soils. It's about, so, okay, thank you. Thank you. They're not wanting to bring fear, they're wanting to bring knowledge and galvanization to bring awareness so that we can take action. If we're not aware, we do not change. And what has happened is over the last 80 years, there has been, the earth has been trying okay, thank you, Gaia, Mother Earth has been trying to warn us. And she's been bringing forward how do I put this, guys? She's been bringing forward moments of awakening, but if those moments were ignored and we just continued merrily along, the next moment of issues to bring an awakening are increased and intensified, and that's why we are where we are now, because we have ignored those signs that we have been given in the past. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Right, okay, thank you. Oh, if you can hear my voice, let me know. It's as quiet as a pin in here. The fur babies are all asleep. It's just me home. There's nothing going on outside. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. What message do you have for us, White Buffalo? Now, these are fairly large cards, so I'll move you back slightly. Come on down, let's have a look. So I'm using my Work Your Light Oracle cards. What message do you have for us, White Buffalo? The divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm, is the signifier card here. The Council of Light. This is the universal energies, the spirits, the calf, white buffalo calf woman, the whales, the energies of Mother Earth, coming together, helpers in the subtle realm, coming together to warn us, to tell us, to advise us in which way forward we need to move. Challenging this is the mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Now, I do not intend any of my readings to be triggering. They are merely bringing forward information. They are bringing forward awareness. And unless we are aware, we cannot bring forth change. But this is very much about looking in the mirror, about what is our role in the earth that we are currently in. Who or what is triggering you? And this triggering, although the trigger may come from externally, the reaction, how we observe it, comes internally. So this is about looking within, about our role. No one is accusing here today, thank you guys, of anybody doing anything wrong. This is a reading about awareness so that we can move forward with the knowledge we require. The foundation, the energies that we are sitting in at the moment, is the initiation, the rise of passage and crossing the threshold. We're going from the darkness into light. We are at this initiation stage. Are we listening or are we not listening? Initiation is a test. It's a rite of passage. Are we going to step out of this ignorance of darkness into the light, or are we going to carry along in our merry way? In the past, Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? This is in the past. Where are you being called to journey to? You're all here because you've been called to this channel, to this message. You've already been called. This is about identifying your path forward. Where are you going to journey to? Because we are all warriors. Now, I know it says warrior woman. All you blokes out there, you are completely included in this. It says warrior woman, but the reason why it's a woman is because women well, not just women, I'm going to say the feminine energy, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. The feminine energy is that of compassion, of community, of nurturing, of healing, of caring. So unleash your warrior feminine energy. Have you answered your deepest calling? These are very much asking questions of you that only you can answer by looking within in the mirror. Are you? The divine is here to help us, to guide us, to give us the messaging that we need, to give us the knowledge that we require at any given time. But these questions are very much asking us to look within, look in the mirror. Do we stay in the darkness of ignorance, the darkness of same old, the darkness of uncaring about the earth that we live on, that we live in, or do we step through into the light? And have you answered the call of your warrior feminine energy? Now, not all of us can go out and plant a rainforest. Not all of us can go out and save the world, but every single one of us can make a difference, a drop in the ocean. Even if you've only got a balcony, if the weather is lovely, do you hang your clothes out on the balcony on a rack to dry, or do you put them in the dryer? If you have the ability, can you install renewable energy? Do you really need to drive the car, or can you walk or take public transport or ride your bike? Do you have the ability to, I'm actually really being drawn to scattering flower seeds on the pavements so that they fall into the cracks, and the next time it rains, they will, hopefully, some of them will take root and put forth leaves and bloom. Not all of us have the ability to plant 1,000 trees, but do you have room in your backyard to perhaps turn your lawn into a wildflower meadow with some uh, appropriate fruit trees in it? Or just a basil on your windowsill? Have you answered your deepest calling? Or even if it's just simply to elect a representative in your area, or volunteer for their campaign, or put your name to a petition in regards to someone that is looking at respecting the planet going forward. This is cracked open. It's happening for you. It is happening for all of us that are part of this biodiverse earth. This message that is coming forward from White Buffalo Calf Woman. We've had a glimmer through the doorway, and it is happening for us, not to us. We are part of this. We are all part of the network. We are all part of the web on this earth, on this planet. It is happening for us, not to us. Each decision that we make as we go through our lives has impact. I'm going to go through my wardrobe today, my drawers, when I'm finished readings today, and bundle up all those clothes that I don't wear that are still in good condition and donate them to those that are perhaps less better off than me. We put them in for donation, for recycling. Any clothes that have seen the end of their days and are no good, they'll go down into the garage and become rags for any work on the cars or around the house, etc. This is about being aware that your choices impact upon the earth. The external energy. Oh, another question being put to us. How are you being called to step up and lead? Lead by example. We're not necessarily we're definitely not trying to lecture anybody to change their mind, but we can lead by example. If we have a tomato plant on our front doorstep, next thing you know, somebody will put perhaps a kumquat there, kumquat in a pot. And then you'll turn around and someone will have a little pot full of herbs, parsley, dill, thyme, basil, whatever it is. Lead by example. How are you being called to step up and lead? I'm being drawn to the thought of, I don't know if it just is something I'm going to throw out there, if it's in your area, in your wheelhouse, is forming a group where parents might take turns, or if you're working from home and you can volunteer to take the lead in this, walking the kids from the street to school. What do they call it? A walking school bus. A parent at the front, parent at the back, and they pick up the kids as they go along and put them in the safe space between and walk them to school. Just simple things like that. How are you being called to step up and lead? Internally, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Internally, first and foremost, connect with your guides, connect with universal energy. Step into your role as a light worker, because we are all light workers, every single one of us. It's just some choose to block off that energy or to try and bypass it and vampire the energy from others because they are not in connection with their universal energy themselves directly. We are all light workers. This is very much about getting in touch, being in touch, leaning into and trusting your guides about how they want you to step up, how they want you to answer the call, because every single one of us is individual, and what we bring is individual, specific to ourselves. There's no point in trying to be anybody else because everybody else is already taken. This is about you protecting yourself with your guide energy, but also listening and answering the call. Because what are you being called to do? Are you answering the call? How are you being called to step up and lead? And every single one of us can make a difference in our very own personal way. And every single way is important and vital and a cog in the wheel and part of this web. We are all a drop in the ocean. Hopes and fears, are we answering the call? What is your soul calling you to do? Believe it or not, not all these cards ask you a question, but these cards, the ones that are coming forth, are very much asking you to go within and connect with your universal purpose of being here at this time, and challenging you to answer that call. It's so easy to go down the same old darkness path of it's all too hard, it's too big, I can't. Well, if you believe you can't, you won't. You can't do it. If you believe you can, you can. This is very much about stepping up to the challenge, stepping into the energy of what you can do and what is your soul calling you to do. I hope you can see those cards. They're beautiful, beautiful cards. I'm just looking at this energy in comparison to this here. The outcome, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Dance with life. Even the most simplest thing. If all that you can do is smile and say hello, that is so powerful and so important and infectious. Be kind. Ask the person at the checkout counter, how are they doing? And take an interest in what they're doing. Are they studying part-time to improve themselves? Are they caring for children or elderly parents? Just a hello and words of appreciation make a massive change in the energy of that person's life, and then they pass it on to the next person that comes along. It is infectious. Dance with life. Life is to be rejoiced. Life is precious. Life is to be embraced. Do something to change your energy and change the energy of those around you for the better. And this is all part of this process. and let go of past soul patterns and past lives that we have, for whatever reason we may be clinging to, that no longer hold true. Just because our history, our ancestry history has been that we've done something a certain way forever, does not mean we need to continue that path. It's very much energy of the first person in a family to ever go to higher education, the first person in a family to travel, the first person in a family to change a tradition that has outstayed its welcome. Change your energy, question the soul patterns of your past lives so that you can let them go and break the chain of your ancestral patterns to bring in healing and rewrite your future. This is very much telling about breaking the pattern of your past, of your ancestral history, to rewrite a future going forward. If you're been a family of rev heads forever, break the chain. If you feel that a little electric scooter is all you need, buy that little electric scooter and let go of this past that is keeping you bogged down in this energy that you need to step away from. Because what you have been clinging onto is crumbling. I feel like I'm talking in this outcome to a certain element. It reminds me very much that I often get a message of either get on board the train that is heading to the future or get left behind. This is the time to question yourself. What are you clinging onto that no longer serves you? That is something from your ancestral history that it is time to let go of. Doesn't mean we don't acknowledge our history. In fact, it's incredibly important that we learn our history of ourselves, of our tribe, of our mob, of our countries, of our earth. Because once we learn the history, the myth that may be created to try and, I'm getting the word buffooned for whatever reason, buffoon us into a certain way of doing, no longer has power over us, and we can step forward. And what I'm finding fascinating with these cards is it's about releasing your soul pattern to unbind yourself. Break the chains of your ancestral heritage so you can rewrite the future and let go of whatever it is that you are clinging to. And almost to round out these cards, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This is very much about questioning the people around you. Blood does not make family. Blood just means you're related. Do not dim your light to fit in with what you feel is holding you back, does not serve you going forward, what you need to let go of. Because if I look at the bottom of the deck here, we are on a mission of channeling and uplifting humanity. If there is anything in your history, within your circle, within your ancestry, within wherever you happen to be, that is trying to drag humanity down, to try and drag it back, to ostracize any element of humanity, to try and degrade and undermine. It's time to break those patterns, to unchain yourself. If that means being true to yourself and then moving or connecting with a new community, very much about letting go of whatever is holding you back, because you and I are here now to channel the light workers, and we are all light workers. We are the original light workers within all of us. How we've been called to step up and lead. This is about uplifting humanity. This is about replenishment. It says retreat, rest and be held. This is about looking after yourself first. Go within. Do deep work within. Question your position. Rest, be held, knowing that your soul is being replenished, because we are the keepers of this earth. Because we are considered, well, in some ways we're the top of the food chain, some ways we're not, depending on which environment we're in. But humanity has the ability to manipulate our environment. We need to be aware that we are the keepers of this earth. We have the ability to nurture or destroy. And you are not alone in doing this, and in nurturing, in embracing, in doing whatever you can in the smallest way. You are not alone. The ancestors, the Worimi First Nations people, my First Nations spiritual guide Noreen, Meister, earth name was Angus, Scottish Celt from around 1,000 years, 2,000 years ago. I don't know. He's very old. Scottish Celt, very much in tune with his environment. You do not stand alone. Your ancestors are here beside you. And trust your path, because if you knew you would be supported in whatever it is that you felt that you needed to do, that was your calling, if you could trust that you would be supported, what would you do? And then that leads back to going within and asking yourself, if you feel that you are not following the path you are meant to be, what is it that's holding you back? And I'm going to say one of the big things that held me back for so long in regards to doing this light work was fear of success. Fear is incredibly powerful. If you knew you were going to succeed in whatever path that you felt a draw that you needed to walk your steps on, if you knew that you had full backing and you could not fail, what is it that you would do? And then the question has to arise, is whatever looking within, and is what is holding you back comes from within. It's time to share your voice. Come out of the cave. Speak your truth. And that is the message that White Buffalo Calf Woman is bringing for us today. Is that we are being warned and we are being blessed. And I often talk about divergence points in our paths. As we are going along, we are presented by universe divergence points constantly Do I have peppermint tea? Do I have chamomile tea? Some of them mean nothing, but some are really powerful divergence points where when we're standing at this moment here, where we're choosing to go down this path or that path, do we go down the same old, nothing changes, we compromise ourselves to fit in, we don't rock the boat, we don't step up to be who we are meant to be? Do we choose that path? Or as we're standing here and we look at the alternative path, the path where it looks difficult, it looks challenging, but it is the path we are meant to be on that lifts us into this higher vibration, this higher realm, this higher sense of purpose and who we are meant to become. Do we take that path? And trust me, it's scary. It's really scary when you're looking here and you look at this and you see all the challenges and the things that you need to overcome. For example, I am divorced. I was in a ghastly relationship with a narcissist many years ago, and I kept taking the easy path, and I kept getting more depressed, I kept getting more downtrodden, I kept getting more feeling of unworthiness. And finally one day I took the bull by the horns and I took the difficult path. And as I look back, even 6 months after I decided to step onto that path, I look back and said, oh my goodness, I should have done this years ago, because as I reached each difficult point of a decision that needed to be made on that path, the way forward became clear. It looks scary, but it's what the path you are meant to be on. And that is the message White Buffalo Half Woman has for us. It is a warning that if we do nothing, then we are going down the path of darkness. But if we take action in whatever minute way you can, we become powerful, and it is a blessing. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you. That was beautiful message, guys. Thank you. I shall watch the progress of this white path. I have faith, I have hope, and I am personally excited for the future. So love to you all. Take care.